Right, hello and welcome back to another episode of Cars and Engineering. In today's episode I'm going to be draining the old coolant, cleaning it with some cleaner and replacing it with new coolant. Stay tuned. Right, so as I said in the intro, today's episode is going to be about the coolant system. I'm going to be draining the old coolant and, well, basically getting up to temperature, draining the old coolant. It's not terrible, it's okay, but it's a yearly thing that I do. Draining the old coolant, refilling it half with water, putting this cleaner in, filling it up again with water, so it's completely full of water and cleaner, getting its temperature, letting it run for 10 minutes, then letting it cool down, draining the old watery sort of coolant cleaner solution out, and then using some new antifreeze coolant, which is G12 for VW. Also says it here, a little bit faded on the expansion chamber. So yeah, that's the premise today. As you can see, I've already got the car up on jacks. I just need to remove the under tray itself, and that'll let us. Right, so here is the little drain tap that Volkswagen installed on this particular model. I'm not sure if it is on other vehicles, but there's a little drain tap. It's purely just turn it to the left and the coolant will come out. But firstly I need to get the car up to operating temperature, which is going to take about 10 minutes, so that the thermostat is open and it drains the entire cooling system, not just some of it, because ideally we need all of it to be drained. Then it will be filled half with water, then the actual coolant cleaner itself, and then there'll be another top up of water, so it's at maximum capacity in the system. That will then run for another 10 minutes to its operating temperature, and then that will be dropped out and new coolant will be replaced into the actual car. Right, so as you can see right now, the car is about 55 degrees in temperature. That's Celsius for our American friends. It should be about 90, or it should sit about the 90, regardless of whether it goes like 100 or so. The gauge on these cars will not move, and pretty much any car in the world, more or less, will not go above 90, even if you're sitting at 100. This is because obviously if your gauge is doing this all the time, it doesn't really give you a sense of reliability for like people who don't know about cars. If you hammer it and it goes to over here, and you're going to think, oh god, what's going on? If it's doing that all the time, people will query it. It will be a bit of a, oh god. So what they do is basically, once it's at 90 in temperature, if it overheats to say 120, that's when it will hit the 130 degrees. And when it starts hitting the temperature to do actual damage to the engine, that's when it will hit the red zone and you'll get a light saying coolant temperature overheat or something like that. But as long as it's in the actual parameters here, it will not throw it. The gauge will not move. It literally goes from 50 to 90. If you've actually cooked the engine, it will go to 130. So that's why you see a lot of racing cars, or a lot of people who have highly modified cars, have a digital gauge so they can actually see what is going on when they hammer it. Don't get me wrong, these are a good indication of obviously when your car is at temperature, but normally when it hits the red and you've got a light saying overheated coolant or the engine overheating, the engine's normally shagged. So if you're ever going to do anything like put bigger turbos on, things like that, more power is more heat. So there will be a digital gauge installed into this car in the near future when other things are bolted onto it and it's actually producing more horsepower. But for now, this is a acceptable thing that I'm able to deal with, because it tells me I'm at temperature and obviously I'm running standard power. But yeah, before I started digressing, that's 50, that's 90. Got to let it heat up to about 90 or so, give it 5-10 minutes, and then drop the old coolant out, replace it with the water and cleaning solution, let it sit for another 10 minutes, drop that out, and then replace it with brand new coolant. Right, so as you can see, the temperature is now at 90 degrees. My miles per gallon is absolutely terrible because I've been sitting here doing absolutely nothing. So now it's time to go and drain the old coolant out. Also, while we're here, please don't forget to subscribe. It'll be in the bottom right hand corner as always, and maybe check out some of my other videos because it really helps the channel. But yeah, back onto the video. Right, so here is the moment of truth. Just gonna undo this tap, wiggle it. And there comes all the old coolant. As you can see, it's not actually terrible, it's quite clean. So I'm going to go and take off the expansion chamber lid now. That should all now drain out. You can probably hear it down there. Yeah, it doesn't actually look too bad, so the cleaner's only there to sort of like get any old grime out, but the coolant has done very well for the last 18 months or so, to use to stay as clean as it has. Just going to flush it through with some normal water. Right, so now it's time to close the tap. So that's basically pushing it in, twisting it to the right, so that's closed. Now it's time to fill it up with the water and cleaning solution. As you can see, this is mostly what came out of the actual car itself. It's like a rusty sort of pinky colour, so it was due for an actual change. The cleaner should get rid of any rust that's stuck in it, so this will be disposed of properly. This will be put into a container to then be taken to a recycling plant, so it can be disposed of, because it's got glycol in it, which is harmful to fish and wildlife. So yeah, this will be discarded of as safe as possible. And then what we'll do is, when I drain it out, or when I drain the cleaner out, we'll look to see what colour that is. Right, so I'm going to fill it with some water first. And now the actual cleaner itself as well. Now it looks like it's overfilled, but it's not. It will go down slightly because the thermostat is closed now, because it's been subject to cold water. So that's as full as I can get it. All of that's not in yet, so I'm going to have to turn the car on until it drains itself through. And then the water pump will cycle this and slowly suck it through the engine, cleaning it as much as it can. Now that's all in, the level is going down. I'm going to be squeezing the pipes as well to the actual expansion chamber to release any air that's stuck in the system. It will self-bleed anyway, but in a minute it'll just go glug 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 glug, because the thermostat will open and it'll suck everything through. Right, so it's run for about 20 minutes. It is up temperature. I've filled this up a couple of times with water, so it has cleaned the entire system out. It's now time to drain it, see what comes out, and then refill it with coolant. Right, so again, it's the moment of truth. Purely going to set to the left and it's a lot clearer this time because it's literally water and cleaner. But we'll let that drain and then we'll check it in a minute. Right, so this is the colour of the second flush. It's a little bit pink because there was probably still some coolant actually running around in the engine. but it looks a lot clearer than it was previously. The green bucket's probably not helping the clarity of the actual water itself or the actual coolant, but it is quite, you can see my finger going down into it, so it is quite clear. Right, now the next thing to do before I refill this is to replace this with a brand new coolant bottle. It's literally a lower pipe, upper pipe and a sensor, and that's it. Now as you can see, this is the one I'm replacing it with. It's obviously night and day difference. That's yellow and crusty, this is brand new, completely the same design, out, in, and you've got the little sensor built in as well. So it's purely swapping it out for that. I'm also going to be replacing the lid, that's the old one. I've got a new one to go with this one. Right, so as you can see, that's the old one off. Just need to replace it with the new one now. Right, so now that is all installed, I just have to fill the system back up with coolant, run the car to bleed it through. I'm going to be using G12 coolant, is what's recommended for the VW. Okay, so now that's actually in the reservoir itself, I can turn the car on and the water pump will bleed the system. So that's all the radiator bled out and all the actual coolant in itself. It's sitting just a little bit high, but that will go down because it's quite hot at the moment. So no, other than that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Take care.